wanna get away, but I could use some company. If you're alone like me, we could go on a trip. Girl, I wanna see the sun, dive into the deep ocean, dance with you all night long, move as you swing your hips. Let's take a break from the stress and the hate. Feel the loving, feel the rhythm, singing oh na na, oh na na.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Charge Room Show. This is Mindset Mondays. I am Ilyasa Simpson, and thank you so much for stopping by. Here in the Charge Room, every single Monday, we talk about ways of depression and how we can do some strategy moves to help us live our lives better. And today is one of the perfect topics of the theme of the Charge Room with Mindset Mondays, because we're going to talk about ways that depression can place harm onto our interpersonal relationships with others. And we're going to talk about ways that we can cope through this thing, because it's not all about falling down. It's about getting back up. And some people just have hard times getting back up. So here we are. I know we're going to talk about some things that can help you or help someone else. So if you feel that this situation can help us help you, I need you to share this episode, share this broadcast, share this channel. Sharing is caring, y'all. Sharing is caring. So don't forget to like us on our Facebook app, follow us on Instagram, The Charge Room, and subscribe to us. Subscribe to us on The Charge Room channel on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. When you hit the subscribe button, you will be notified every single time we come on air, which will be every single Monday from 7 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Because one thing we like to do is connect with you. And the best part is we want to live the best life that we can. And here's some strategies. We're going to talk about strategies, y'all. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about ways depression can place harm onto your interpersonal relationships. And a lot of times, I'm going to tell you this. People go through life, because life be lifing, and they get to a place where they are depressed. Now, they may be mildly depressed or severely depressed, but most people, they start off with mild depression. But when depression sets in and you look to no one or nothing to help you get out of your stuck place, it can increase to a place of darkness where the comeback will seem like defeat. So again, what we do here is we share life be life in material, because we're going to talk about it. Real things happen to real people. And if you're a real person, real things happen to you. And you may have been in a space where you were too embarrassed or too afraid to talk about it. But guess what? That's what you can come on here for. You can come on here and listen and relate to something. And maybe there's something I can say to help you or to help someone else that you know that is battling depression. So definitely depression has its ways that it interweaves in our daily lives. And as humans, because we're emotional creatures, situations of depressed moods will sit on us, and we find ourselves in spaces of being frozen in time, but yet we continue to move daily because we have lives to lead. But then there's a space, like I said, there's a space where trauma may set in, and it's hard for you to kick back to say, I'm going to bounce back. I'm going to do it this time. And every time you try, you slip and fall deeper into your black hole. So, and then that starts to affect the people around you because you're looking at yourself, oh, I am this one person. I'm okay. But like I said, when you walk your daily walk in life, when you leave your home, your smiles, you may be smiling. And then there's some people that leave their home that never smile, right? They never smile and they go, you ask them, hey, how you doing? They go, oh, ain't nothing to smile about. I'm not good. There's nothing to smile about. Like, I got a few people to chop my head off for that. And I know I know you did too, but listen, life can be full of smiles. And I strongly encourage it. It can be full of smiles, right? However, your smiles are your choice on how you respond to the situations that arise in your life every single day. Excuse me. Now listen, and listen close. There are things that will happen in your life. It is inevitable. And there may be moments where you feel you have failed. There may be moments where you may feel embarrassed because, you were all smiles and how dare something happen to you, right? How dare something happen to you? And how can you cope? Who are you going to answer to? Like, you have a face to show to some people. Guess what? You have no face to show to anyone. You have nothing to prove to anyone. You don't have to show face at all. There are no excuses that you have to come up with when something happens to you in your life. There's problems. There are solutions. There are solutions to every single problem. Everything in life may not be what you like or what you feel you desire that should happen. However, when things do happen and you're disappointed of what is going on in your life, you have a choice. You have a choice to say, okay, let me see how I can fix this. But then there's some people, there's so in a people pleasing motion or the smiling perfect life motion that they lose focus on themselves of their true self and they mess it all up. They mess up though. Let's try to fix this. And then what you trying to fix this patchwork thing because it's not perfect because you're trying to fix it your way, you making it an even worse situation. So what happens is people, when that happens, I should say, people go into isolation or they create a lonely world for themselves. Depression often leads people to isolate themselves because they mad that things are not going right in their life, right? So they develop this sense of loneliness and they want to control their midst of social interactions to say, okay, I don't want to be bothered with nobody. I just want to stay by myself. Everybody leave me alone. Like a kid having a temper tantrum. Okay, we're adults here. Stuff happens. Like I said, life be life in. Don't get mad at yourself or mad at people or try to play the victim without identifying what role did you have to play to get you to this space. What did you do or did not do? Something's missing. So it's like a puzzle. You have the pieces here. You're putting a puzzle together, but there's some pieces missing. Don't try to present this puzzle with missing pieces and act like it's perfect. It's not. Find the missing pieces. Put the puzzle together and present a finished product. Present a successful ending, right? present a goal attended situation. Okay. So don't sit in a space where you know something is wrong and you act like it's right. You isolate yourself and you create this sense of loneliness because you're angry that stuff didn't happen the way you wanted to. So the best coping mechanism for that is stop doing that. Give yourself permission to allow you to understand that you're going to get stuff wrong. You're going to make mistakes. Everything doesn't flow like the milk and honey golden road opportunity. It doesn't. You don't know everything. You may not want to learn everything. There's people that think they know everything and don't need to learn anything. But guess what? You have to take a step back. Like I said, look at the puzzle. Look at the missing pieces. What's missing? Ask yourself what's missing and come to the place of finding the missing pieces. So I strongly encourage you as a coping mechanism. So I encourage you to keep your social supportive networks strong. I encourage you. I encourage you to reach out to people that you trust or family members. I encourage you to participate with supporting yourself to say, I want to be a part of the larger group. I want to share myself with my friends, my family, supportive networks, groups, meetup groups, to help combat your feelings of isolation. You don't have to be alone. One of my girlfriends, like, she always talks about how she's alone and, so I said, you have a nice house. Like, why don't you call people over to have some company? Like, cook dinner and invite people over. Something as simple as that. Because I love doing that. Because I love to cook. I cook all the time. And I cook and I invite people over if that's what I feel. But I like being by myself. But it's one thing to be by yourself, but it's another thing to isolate yourself. Okay. But if you feel lonely, you have these lonely feelings, right? Do something that will bring you and your friends closer together. You and your family closer together. Plan something. Go out or let them come over. Like, just plan something and do it. There's no reason for you to be lonely. There's no reason to isolate yourself. And again, stuff happens in life. You're not the only person that stuff happens to. So just, allow yourself to breathe a little. Allow yourself to have the latitude to say, I messed up. Let me see what I could do to fix it. Right. Okay. So another thing people do is they have communication challenges. When people are in their feelings, and they want to separate themselves from people and go into a depressive mood, depression can hinder effective communication because you block listen. That's one thing you do. You block listen. You only hear what you want to hear. And because our emotions are created from what we see and what we hear, and what we feel, our response to that, our behavior, I should say, I'm sorry, our behavior is a response to what we see, what we hear, what we feel. And then we start talking, in a negative way. We have negative feelings and we have negative emotions and we respond with negative behavior. And we could have did a better job because maybe what we saw is not exactly what happened. What we heard wasn't exactly what you thought you heard. And that created you to feel some kind of way. And from you feeling some kind of way, you behaved in a way that was inappropriate for the situation. So it was all a big misunderstanding. But now you got to eat that. Take responsibility. Dag, I misunderstood. I did not hear properly. Oh, I was here ear hustling and I ear hustled incorrectly. Like, just identify your role. Like, everyone is not right all the time. You will be wrong. But people don't like to admit that. People don't like to admit they're wrong. People don't, because so many people walk around so perfect, right? Life is not perfect. People are not perfect. Situations are not perfect. There will be gaps in a story, but your job is fill the gaps so there will not be any misunderstanding. So again, staying in your lane and minding your business sometimes can help you better manage your feelings of inappropriateness when it comes to situations that may happen to you. So it'll minimize the conflicts with people, right? So the coping mechanism to challenge communication is to learn to assert yourself effectively when communicating, whether it's hearing, speaking, seeing, understanding. Learn to want to understand what's going on before you verbally respond or you defensively act when it's and when you, again, like I said, most times it'll be a misunderstanding. So use statements like, I am active listening, or I want to participate in the active listening, or I want to effectively um, verbalize what I feel in my heart. And a lot of people are so afraid to say what they really feel because the first thing that comes to mind, oh, I don't want to hurt this one's feelings. Did you ever think you don't want your feelings hurt? You don't want your feelings hurt. So the first thing you say is, oh, I don't want to hurt so-and-so's feelings. I'm not going to say what I got to say. Come on. Maybe it's you're the one that's afraid that you don't want your feelings hurt. So think about that. Emotional withdrawal, right? That's another behavior that people partake when they're depressed. So depressed individuals will withdraw emotionally from their loved ones. They do that first. They struggle to express themselves to connect with their feelings. So like I said, people are afraid to speak how they really feel. When I tell you, I am so one to walk in my truth with that, because when you hold on to what you really feel inside, it compounds into like a rock hard sense of emotions where you become cold and icy and edgy and do mean and nasty things to people. You speak in a harsh way. You block listen, and you don't take time out to get understanding of what's really going on. Like, my famous statement is like, okay, what you really mad at? What are you really mad at? There's people angry at each other for years and don't even know or forgot. Why are you angry at each other, or why are you angry at a specific particular person, or they said so and so? Well, did you ever go back, or did you all eat? Because ego and pride will tear it up for you too. Let's get that in there. Ego and pride will tear you up, and that also causes emotional withdrawal from people you love, because you misunderstood something, y'all. I want y'all to take time out to really understand, okay, listen, here's a situation. I am uncomfortable with blank. I feel triggered when I'm around blank person. Find out what about that person triggers you. Again, it's puzzle pieces here. You are putting together a puzzle. There are missing pieces. Take the missing spaces and fill them with what fits. And a lot of times what fits is us taking a role, a responsibility with our emotions. Because what happens is when stuff is missing, when feelings are displaced, people mishandle other people. Please hear me. And I know I'm making sense to many people, but they may, yes, again, you may not want to admit it, but you have to stop and ask yourself, what role am I playing here? What role am I playing? So again, so a coping mechanism for emotional withdrawal would be um, to engage, now participate now, engage in expressive therapies. You got to do the work because what's locked in you, something, and it's layers of it. And it may go back years, it's layers of it. So you have to engage and participate in expressive therapy. So therapies of speaking, therapies of music, therapies of art, some type of outlet that can pull out your emotions. Writing. I have a class that allows you, that teaches you how to pull out your emotions through writing. So get at me if you want to take that class. So again, so emotions, dealing with your emotions are extremely important because if you don't deal with them, you will impact your relationships with others. And I always say, I always post it. Work on you. Do you. Make you happy. Do what it is to make you happy. Do what it is to step into a world of self-care and self-love. And remember, it's not about hygiene or how good you look. It's about mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, balancing out yourself so that you can feel good, y'all. It's about feeling good, doing good so you could feel good so you could do good. Feel good for you so you could treat other people better. Because if you are doing harm to yourself mentally, emotionally, right? Physically most times, and I'm even adding overeating, gaining weight to a point where you cannot even do what you used to do anymore. That's physically neglecting yourself. People don't look at it like that. That's a part of self-care. Stop neglecting yourself on all levels because you are not doing what you are supposed to do to make you happy, finding your happiness. So you end up doing things to isolate yourself, neglect yourself, doing mean-spirited things to people, talking in a negative way, talking in a negative tone. Nothing is nice or nothing is good. You are just a Scrooge, a daily Scrooge. And I know y'all see people walking around straight miserable, just miserable. Don't you be that person. Don't you be that miserable person. So please engage in expressing in therapies that will pull the expressions out of you that you can properly verbalize and to say what you have to say. Whatever's hurting you, speak it out so you can stop hurting because hurt people, y'all. And sometimes people do it without even realizing it. Hurt people. Here's another one. You lose interest and pleasure. Depression will do it to you every time. Depression is about when you cannot handle day-to-day activities and you begin to lose interest and lose pleasure. There's friends I have encountered that went through grief, living or dying type of grief, where they lost interest in just having pleasure, just to smile, just to, whatever made them happy no longer made them happy. And that's a hard pool to sit in, y'all. It's a hard pool. So depression diminishes the interest that you used to enjoy, activities that you used to love doing, you no longer love, hobbies that you always partaked in. It's over and done. Like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do nothing. So guess what? The coping mechanism is exploring new interests. Okay, so if that's not turning you on anymore, do something else. Just try something else. Try something new. I always say, when is the last time you did something for the first time? When is the last time? When is the last time you said, let me try this? Let me do that. Or just get back on the trainers like, I used to like do that. Let me go back and do it again because it used to make me feel good. And this is I want to share this too. Stop thinking you need someone else to make you happy. That's what I need y'all to stop. Happiness is within inside of you. If inside of you is not happy, it's time to do some work on yourself. It's time to withdraw all the ugly things that were that were placed in your system that were ugly at one point in time, and then turned you into an ice cold, hard rock of a person, and you just mean and evil and nasty and wicked, and you wish bad things on other people, but you the problem. You the problem. You the canker sore. I'm just saying. You can smile. I see a smile in you. I see better life in you. I see dreams coming true. How about learn to dream again? Learn to dream again, y'all. This world is too precious and too large for you to sit in a box of misery. People are dying every day. Don't you be the one dying miserable. I know life be lifing, and it's hard sometimes. But you don't have to do life alone. Two, because you can always get some help. Get some help. Get some new friends. Get some new activities. Get a new life. Write down a new wish list so you can dream larger and bigger and wider. And then just go get it, y'all. Go get it. Life is too short. And I'm just here to share the love, y'all. Share the love because I love living. I love living. I love living my life to whatever I write it down and I make it plain, y'all. I make it plain and stuff. Again, stuff gonna happen, but it's how you respond. And please know that everything does not require a response because the enemy wants to pick at you to see how you want to get funky with it. Don't smile. Smile when you see the negativity coming. Smile because everything does not require a response. If people say stupid stuff, let them keep talking. The universe got something for them. Let them keep talking. You keep on smiling, stay in your yard, mind your business, and ride your own bike. Fill the puzzle pieces that's missing in your life. I am here to share love, and I'm just here to help you become a better you because I worked on me, and I am always a student on me. Every day I wake up to say, what God can I do to make me a better individual? And what will you have me do today, God? And every day I know He tells me, spread love. Spread love. So I just want to let y'all know I'm spreading love. I'm spreading my talent, sharing my love. I'm spreading the gift of life is so important, and I want you to not take it for granted. My name is Ilyasa Simpson. This is Mindset Monday. Please share this broadcast. I know you know somebody that can relate. Please remind yourself to come every Monday at 7 p.m. to get some education on how you can life better. Okay. So I'll see y'all next Monday, and y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening and have a wonderful week. Bye bye for now.
Hi, everyone. This is Ilyasa Simpson, aka Coach Illy of the Charge Room. The Charge Room has an additional entity called the Divine Expressions Media. If you're looking to be a show owner, yes, host your own show. Whether you are a content creator or just someone that wants to start fresh from the beginning and you had a dream to be on TV, this is your time. This is your moment. Become a show owner today. I have 5 spots available. And guess what? Your show will be aired on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV platforms. So connect with us today. Text show to 917-810-7400. Come, let's connect to put you on the air.
I wanna get away, but I could use some company.